And welcome again to this new YouTube live streaming. And today I'm gonna show you how you guys can create a hospital. Alright, so let's open here my screen so you guys can see now. I'm gonna use Affinity Designer on desktop because I think it is better to deal with the isometric, okay, because I'm gonna try to continue this project that we have been doing. Do you remember about this ambulance that we did in our past tutorial number 8? And look, I got here some images from the internet for these hospitals to have some ideas. And hello everybody that is getting here already. Hello Nicholas, and my applauses to everybody to the hospital, you know, in UK. And Peter and Boggy. All right, so guys, let me explain to you one of the biggest important step that you guys can have first before you dig into the vector. Remember, plan your design first. Remember, you're gonna save a lot of your time when you plan your design, you know, where you're gonna place the rectangles, the vector, you know, because to make the vector usually takes a little bit of time, you know, as I told you before. When you try to adjust some points and nodes, this really takes time. But you know, the process is very intuitive and easy actually. But you need to grow this technical experience, you know, you need to know how to handle with the software a little bit, you know. But here we just use the basic tools. All right, so I'm gonna start here by making the structure. Okay, let me show you. For example, this one here, can you see? This is a group, and I'm going to duplicate this because I want to make a kind of, look, a big streets, you know. I'm going to increase this size here, this one to here, okay. And I'm gonna place this shape above of this one, okay. And look, you guys can use as well the grid system. The grid system you guys can activate by using the hotkeys, but you guys can activate from here, show grid, okay. In this button you guys can activate show grid. And if you can't see this isometric panel as you see here, you can click view and click studio, and you're gonna see this isometric panel. Can you see this isometric? And you're gonna have this panel here below, or whatever, you can drag in anywhere. All right, so let me draw now the sketch for the building, you know, for the hospital building. And I'm going to get a little bit small, you know, this design. Let me just organize here the layers. All right, and I can select these objects, as you can see, press shift to scale this proportionally, okay. So we have this result. And look, as you can see, this stroke here is not following, but you guys can activate an option that will follow this. For example, select these shapes, okay, select them all, and click here scale with object, okay. In this stroke panel, click here scale with object, and you guys can scale now all the designs by, let me just click here, okay, it's activated, as you can see, scale with object. All right, and look, I can now rescale this. I'm doing this because I want to continue our project. All right, because I think it's very nice. Okay, let me increase this a little bit more, this size. I think, as you can see, the building is big. Here I think is nice, okay. Alright, so let's get started by creating some sketches. I will do some sketches. Let's see. Hello, Wolfgang. Alright. I'm going to use a brush. Let me get this one here. This one I think is fine. I will create a pixel layer. Click here below, pixel layer. And I'm gonna start to make the vector. Sorry, the pixel raster. Let me see. I'm creating this kind of. Let me activate here the grid. Look, remember about the grid, guys. Click here, studio and isometry, and I'm going to change, this view. As you can see, there is this grid, and you guys can change the grid clicking here, grid settings, and you guys can see here the grid system. I'm gonna use this default isometric. All right, and I'm going to change this to top. Okay, I think it's much better now to see. Okay, and let's draw here hospital. See the reference. As you can see, there is these ideas that we can inspiring us, right? And I'm just start here by planning how the shapes will be placed. I think we can bring this below, have more space, Here is good. I'm starting here by drawing the ground, where is the place for the building. I'm going to make this. Look, this sketch is something that only you can understand, okay? You don't need to show to everybody the sketches, because it's something that you only basically you will understand. This is gonna be the place that the ambulance can stop. All right, you're gonna have here over the top a kind of helicopter place, This is where the helicopter can stop. And that's our idea how it's becoming. Hello, Janus. I'm gonna do a door over here. Okay. Look, this is the middle line. As you can see, you can apply a kind of rectangle in this side. Of course, we will have some windows right here, right? This side as well. You can erase this a little bit to clean more your design. Remember, guys, if you plan to build your house, probably you need to contact some architecture, to help you to plan your house before you just build, So this is how we progress with the designs. We can place a hospital text over here. You don't need to write, but this is where I'm gonna place the hospital text. Okay, and I will place over here the plus icon. Look, okay, here is where the plus icon will be placed, and I think we can start to vector already. All right, look, maybe it's too big, but we can reduce a little bit like this. I think it's nice for now. All right, let's get started now to vector this. open the vector persona mode, and I'm going to hello 𝚤𝚏𝚜 Jones. I'm going to use here the rectangle tools and click here, guys. Editing plane selected, and I'm going to draw a shape. You know, it's going to draw automatically. I'm going to grab here this color like this. All right, and keep in mind to draw always below of the sketch, because the sketch is just a kind of copy, you know, a model that we will follow. And click here, guys, and this button to lock. All right, so you will not select this automatically. Okay, so this is the ground. We can look, we can do here some kind of places that we will place some trees. All right, trees. And over here. I'm going to draw now the buildings shapes. Click here rectangle, and you guys will see these three options that we are gonna use. The cube, remember about the cube that we use it on iPad. Here is much easier to handle. All right, it's very easy to handle. Click here this side, and your grid system will change. And grab a color. You can use any color you want in this stage, and draw the building. I'm going to duplicate this and flip, clicking here. Right, change this color. Remember, guys, there is always one direction about the lights. Look, I'm using the ambulance to inspire us. This side here, the front side, is where the shadow is being applied, or I think this side, actually this side here, both there is a shadow. The top is where the highlight is placed. All right, so in this case, let's place this a bit darker and this one whiter. Okay, and let's use this rectangle again, and click here top, change this grid, and start now by drawing here, starting the rectangle. Okay, like a box. Think like a box and a cube. All right, and this one you guys can duplicate. Let me paint this first to white like this. Let me reduce the opacity so you guys can see better. Can you see? Okay, we are using the raster just to guide us. All right, this is our map, and I have a hotkey that I can press, and this is gonna change the position, as you can see. You know, I don't need to always drag, you know, and drop. So this is a hotkey in case you guys understand better. I think here is good. Duplicate this and flip and place to here. Okay, grab this color, and this rectangle here you guys can duplicate and move to the top and change the position. Look how technical it is to make this. And look, there's this grid, as you can see. It's not following exactly because the grid that we are using is too small, but you guys can change here the spacing. You know, you can create more divisions or increase here the grid system so you guys can see a bit better. You know, in this case, let's see. Look, I think it's good in this way. You guys can type here or reduce more the grid. Okay, look, so we have this grid system that can snap automatically. I think it's nice in this way. And okay, I will start now by look, I can deactivate shader grid, as you can see, and I will draw this circle over the top. Look, I'm gonna grab this circle ellipse and start to draw this shape. Okay, and look, I will follow these colors palette, red, blue, and white. Okay, look, I'm going to use a stroke to grab the blue. Oh, look, I didn't plan to make this. I think it's nice. Or you can use this one, you know, and paint this to maybe see. Is let me place the text over here. You can place a 8 or a plus. Look, let me see here, a plus like this. You have two options, all right? Maybe I think 8 is make more sense, I think. Let me decrease a bit this saturation, you know? And this one I think can be white. You guys can change the stroke if you want, just by clicking over here, you know. Look how our design is becoming. And guys, look, this is the top, you know, the top. I'm going to make a nice technique for this one. I'm going to duplicate this, reduce just a little bit, as you can see. I will make this a bit darker. I'll duplicate this again. This one duplicate, I will drag this inside of this shape below, and I will make this one a bit darker. Look, what I did here, basically it is a kind of volume, alright, sort of bevels that we call in 3D bevels. And you guys can increase more like this, you know. Look how the thing is very nice to handle, you know. Alright, and yes, we can add, for example, look, a nice thing as well. Let's group these objects, as you can see, these ones. I will group them. I will duplicate them to save my time and yours, and drag until here. Okay, and of course we need to have a door because, you know, where the people will get off from this helicopter. So this is the place where the helicopter will be placed, you know. And let's make a door. Duplicate this shape, resize, and change the color. Maybe something like this. Okay. Look how the design is becoming. It's quite easy. You know, enjoy, guys. This is very nice to do. I will duplicate this. I will try to make some windows already. This one. Can you see? I will change this color, something like this. Okay. Think a bit darker, like this. Is nice. Okay, I found this color nice. And you guys can use some lines, you know. I'm using paint tool, as you can see. Reduce the stroke, change here these colors, and then keep shifts, you know, pressed. You guys can align this straight, and you guys can drag and drop this curve inside of this rectangle, as we will see over here. Okay, and you guys can duplicate this and make this a kind of tile, you know. I'm selected by pressing Option and click over the shape, right? And look, I can add a bit of depth just by clicking rectangle using the top option activated, click here in the inserting side and draw this one, this shape, and change this color as you see. Okay, look, you're gonna have this corner issue, but don't worry, I will not gonna focus in these small details. All right, I don't want to spend a lot of time here adjusting, you know. My idea here is to teach you the key points. All right, the details is up to you guys. I can change here, I can add a bit of, you know, glass effects by adding the fill tool, you know, something like this. Or you guys can use the paint tool and create the glass effects by drawing this, insert inside of this shape. Right, and you guys can use here the transparency tool in order to make these glass effects for the lights. Okay, something like this is very nice for me. Okay, I can now duplicate this shape to here, and these both shapes I can do a nice thing. For example, I will create the symbols. All right, right, the symbol is here. If you can't see the symbols panels, you guys can click here, view, studio, and symbols, where you're gonna find the stroke, the symbol tools, you know. Click here, create. I'm gonna group this and click here, create. Okay, or I think is better to make the one side, actually one side I think is better. Create, and you're gonna have the windows, drag and drop and flip this, and you're gonna have this nice result. Okay, and duplicate this again to here, and look, these both windows is based on this shape here, you know. So if you change here, it's gonna change the others one, not this one, because this one needs to be duplicated again, you know. We have created a copy from this one, so you guys can duplicate this and bring to here. Okay, now you can change all the shapes again. In this case, I'm not going to place this, can you see these lights? I will detach these shapes here, detach, and now you guys can change this without moving other sides, and you guys can flip to follow the same direction. All right, things better in this way. And look, click here, unsync this, because I want to change this color a bit dark, as you see, like this, and copy this one to here, to the shape. I select this, copy. All right, you guys can click here, copy, and select another one and paste here the style, the same style, and we have this result. And look, I will now flip this both as well and change this by resizing this a little bit, this one as well. Or you guys can just you know, copy and paste to follow the same line. I think it's better in this way. Okay, it's easier to handle with this way. And you guys can deactivate here the edit and plane, you know, if you want to not edit and plane. All right, like this. Okay, let me just fix this, because the line needs to be placed in nice direction. This is why I don't like a lot about adjustments. It takes a lot of time. Alright, so let's start here by inserting other shapes. Look at our pixel, okay, and I'm going to use, let's see, guys, can you see this shape here, this shape? I think I will create another one. I think it's better in this way. Click here, edit in plane already, and start to draw the base top like this. Let's grab this color here and draw this side. All right, you guys can activate here the plane in case you want to see, and do this. Duplicate this and flip and place this in the correct direction, and do this. Look, I would make some pillar, you know, a column over here. Let's save our time by, you can duplicate this, you know, if you want. Group this, duplicate, resize this, change. You don't need to use this one, to be honest, but you guys can use this. Increase the size by doing this, and this one as well. Okay, like this. And let's add here this shape. I'm going to increase until here. This one I will duplicate, resize smaller and up to until here. These two shapes here, I'm gonna group this and duplicate this and bring it to here. And you guys need to place this below of this one. You're gonna have this result. And let me fix this. Okay, look, the small details we can fix here, you know, the alignment, but don't worry. Alright, so we have here these shapes, and I will try to add a shadow in this side below. You guys can use the rectangle again. Take your top, grab a black color. Alright, make sure that you gonna draw here this below of this shape, and start now drawing this, and make sure to reduce the opacity. As you can see, this is the opacity. All right, and let's make sure that we're gonna do some kind of doors. It's a bit hard to see, but let's do it. Duplicate this and change. All right, this is the door. Okay, it's a bit hard to see it, but here you go. Let's increase here this size, you know, for this one. I think we lost the connection, and I think it's back. Guys, send me a message, tell me if it's working, please. Is it working, the connection? Let me know if it's working, guys, please, so I can keep continue without this thing, you know, pause. And okay, all right, thanks for letting me know. Jack Tofma Talma, guys, you have a difficult name to pronounce. Thanks a lot. I'm gonna duplicate these windows onto here. Look guys, you don't need to draw everything, you know. You can duplicate and resize this, and of course we can change here this. Can you see? I can change this like this, the window, and make some variations like this. I'm thinking about make a door actually. Let's duplicate this. You know, this is the emergency, you know, and this is the other side. Duplicate this shape, resize this, and place to here. And you're gonna have this door, and of course I'm going to duplicate this door, resize this until here to make the division of the door. Okay, and we're gonna create the, you know, 𝚅𝚎𝚌𝚘𝚛 the push, something like this. Remember, I click here, guys, is side, in this side, so you're gonna drag this in the correct, you know, correct side. All right, and into here, I think it's nice. I will draw a line. All right, make this one here below. Okay, look, quite easy, I think. And this one, I will draw some, you know, some trees. Let's see. I forgot about the two things. I would draw the plus icon over here. It's quite easy. Use the text, all right, text, and drag and type plus. I don't know where it is. Let me do this again. I think it's below. Make sure that you are inserting this in the correct layer. Okay, in correct layer now. Plus this one, increase the size as you see. I'm using the 𝚅𝚏𝚑𝚒 font family and place into here. And I'm gonna add here a depth. All right, it's a bit difficult for this shape, but look. Duplicate this, place this below, and turn this a bit darker. You're gonna have this result. And as you can see, there is a gap between these two shapes, and you guys need to convert this to curves in this top below. I don't know if you guys can see, but you guys can click convert to curves. All right, convert to curves, and your text has become a curve. You can change this, you know, and fit this a little bit, create this point and fix this. It's easy, you know. In case of some, you know, text, it's a bit difficult because you need to change every point, and this makes it a bit difficult. So we have the symbol working perfectly. Okay, very nice. Group these two shapes like this and increase. Look, there is a issue between the layers, so we can bring this layer up. All right, so we're gonna have this result, as you can see. And to make this more appealing, you know, maybe we can duplicate this and, you know, place over here. Look, I'm trying to bring this to the top. Let me group these layers, you know, to organize this. And we have this one. Okay, and for example, the hospital text I can place over here. I think it's very nice. Let's try. Press T to grab the text tool option and use the this front option, and drag to here and type hospital, and change this color, I think, to blue. I think it's better, you know. And let's try to add a stroke to it. You guys can select here and increase the width and apply the white and make sure that the alignment for this stroke is correct, and you guys can change here. Okay, and make this hospital type text. Oh, I think it's nice in this way. Very cool, isn't it, guys? Look, I have planned to make this hospital over this side, over this top, but I don't know. I think here is very nice, but it's up to you. You guys can place over here, you know, it's up to you. Make sure that you will keep this clean. All right, make sure this is clean to you and for your viewers, you know. Okay, and let me deactivate already the, I don't need anymore this pixel. Remember about the pixel, I don't need this anymore. The pixel is just our guide, you know, our guide. And let's see here, this is our hospital. All right, I can duplicate this one. Actually this one here is better. Duplicate and apply. Look, keep in mind to use you know, this rectangle, because if you select the group and you try to resize this, you're gonna have this issue. All right, so be careful with that. And you need to make sure that you are gonna select the rectangle, because the rectangle will follow the grid system like this. And let me just duplicate, you know, I mean delete these strokes. Quite easy, guys. You know, of course, with more you practice with me, you know, you get better. And this is why I ask you, join my Patreon. Okay, join my Patreon community. Answering the question for 𝚑𝚑𝚗𝚑, you can change the perspective, you know, the grid. Click here, modify grid. To open this isometric panel, you guys can click here, view, studio, and click in the isometric panel, and you're gonna have this panel here is very awesome. And you click here, modify grid, and you're gonna have these presets already by default. And you have this grid type that you guys can change to isometric, diametric, oblique, dramatic. You know, there is a lot of different options, but I'm using here the isometric options, where you guys can change the spacing, the divisions, and there is a lot of options that you guys can change over here, you know. But make sure that you are setting your project properly in your needs, you know. And this is something that I ask you guys always. Try to explore, you know, the tool. Where is these things, you know. This is very nice, the way that you guys can improve yourselves. Okay, and here I'm here to help you guys with these things, you know. I will make a, you know, a garage maybe. Let's copy this and apply it until here. Okay. I will delete this. I will, let's see. I'm going to duplicate this again. I think we can change this a little bit, the color, no, a bit different. Duplicate, flip this, and apply it until here. Okay. And you guys can change as well this color to dark. There is some techniques that you guys can use. For example, a shadow, you know. To make shadows, you guys can create something like this, look. And let me just take this off. Look, this is the shadow, in case you guys want to apply. Reduce here the opacity. Answer your question, 𝚑𝚑𝚗𝚑. To be honest, I've used Adobe Illustrator very, you know, few. I didn't have used it so much, just Photoshop, because Adobe Illustrator for me is horrible. I can't deal with the layers management on there, and there's no real time about when you change the colors, and layer effects is really, for me, is very bad. And I've been using, before the Affinity Designer, just Photoshop, you know. And look, guys, I have this nice result, you know, can you see? You guys can change, for example, some colors here if you want to add, look, different composition for hospitals. You know, duplicate and apply to here. I'm trying to make this from my head because I want to see how this works. Okay. And maybe let's paint this to red. I think it's nice. And for this one here, let's duplicate and apply the red line. Is same for this one. That is okay. Duplicate this shape here. Grab this color and reduce something like this. Okay. Let's do the trees to finish this. Okay, let's do a tree, and it's very easy. Let's add the rectangle, and look, you guys, if you draw with this option activated, the edit in plane, you're gonna have this result. But I want to make this as normal without the isometric activate. Click here and you can draw now. Grab a wood color. You can have this result now, you know, a normal rectangle. And I'm going to convert this to curves. Click here, convert to curves, and change with the node to activated, you know, bring to here. I'm gonna have this, and this one over the top, I can draw a circle, you know, ellipse. Draw ellipse like I'm doing. Okay, let's change this shape. I'm gonna convert this to curves, bring this to top, reduce this a little bit like I'm doing. Okay, duplicate this, reduce, paint a bit to yellow, something like this. This one here, you guys can duplicate again, bring to dark, reduce a little bit, and bring to something like this. Let me drag and drop these shapes. This one here I can change a little bit. Okay. And of course you guys can add some texture if you want, you know, up to you. Or you can draw some shapes like this. Oh, let me draw this again. I don't know if this will work well, but let's try. Okay. Let's try now, apply to here. And change it a little bit, the color. Oh, look, this one here, it's very oval, and you guys can change the shape by clicking here, sculpt, and change the form. Let's see. Okay, like this, and this one as well. Oops, I need to do this again. Okay, and this shape here, you guys can change as well, but I don't know if I will change. Maybe, let's see. You need to be careful with the way that you're gonna sculpt this shape, right? I think I will keep rounded. I think it's nice in this way. This one, dark, nice. And let's add a shadow here below. Let's group this. Add a shadow using the circle and activate this option, the top mode. Look, here we have the grid system. That is amazing. Click here. I'm gonna change to this direction, the plane direction, and click here, edit in plane, and change the color and draw the shadows. Place this, of course, below, and reduce here the opacity. I'm gonna have this result. Okay, like this, and duplicate this shape onto here, onto here. Okay, And you guys can, for example, this one, duplicate, change this, and apply to here, both sides, to make this more, you know, friendly. And select these both shapes that I am showing you. Press this button, the layer effects, click color overlay and reduce here to make the shadows, you know. Can you see the shadows now? Because, you know, in this way is without shadow, but we have the shadows applied in this direction, okay? I've been using Affinity Designer for 3 years, you know. It was in desktop, but for the Affinity Designer is just for since the first releases, you know, release at time. But to be honest, the Affinity Design is amazing. It's very intuitive, you know, to learn. But the key point is, if you understand the techniques and the methods, you can create anything, you know. You don't need to rely about the software, you know. If you understand the process, you can do this anywhere. Of course, the software will help you with your workflow and to make your job faster, you know. And okay, we are done, guys, with our hospital. This is our new design that we did for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed a lot this process. And look, I can grab this ambulance and to bring it to here. Look, it's very nice. If you want to make a prototype for games, let me just drag it here. The ambulance is here. Hello. Is on ambulance is here. You guys can flip and apply other one to here. Look, very nice. And you guys can make, for example, some lines to make the guard or something like this. Okay. Alright, we are done, guys, with this tutorial. If you guys have questions, please let me know. I want to help you, of course. And this is our reference ideas, you know, the ambulance. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And don't forget, this live streaming tutorial will not longer be available after we finish. So if you skip the process and you don't watch during this time, you're gonna lose. But if you become my sponsor, you know, if you become my patron, you can watch in any time, you know, because you are gonna help me with this, you know, tutorials things. I'm not getting sponsored by Affinity, you know, just to let you know. I'm doing this because I really love, and this is gonna be awesome. Okay, and guys, thank you so much for this tutorial. Let's paste it here. So to be honest, to zoom this, I just press Z, you know, Z and bring. I have this crazy workflow, to be honest, you know. And my workflow is a bit crazy because, you know, let me show you what I'm doing. Before I get started in this tutorial, I was doing this. Look what I've been doing. This is why you know, I'm a bit crazy with these tutorials. And yeah, I need to finish this to my client, you know. And yeah, this is why I have, you know, this a bit fast workflow to do these things. And guys, I'm very glad to share with my knowledge with you. All right. Okay. Let me just add here before we finish. This kind of, you know, very fast, quick. Okay, some strips. It's true. Peter, thank you so much because you are my assistant. Peter and Tiki is my amazing assistant. They remember me about the things that I sometimes forget to see. Thank you, my friend. Okay, guys, so we are done for this tutorial. I hope to see you tomorrow at the same time. We are almost finished this tutorial. All right, bye, guys. Thank you so much. See ya. Bye.